This is a major breaking development out of Australia tonight. Authorities confirm a deadly mass shooting with heavy casualties. At least 11 people are dead. Dozens more have been injured. Officials say the attack appears to have targeted the Jewish community. The incident has triggered a nationwide security response. Communities are on edge as investigators work to determine motive, and the implications are already reaching far beyond Australia's borders. Authorities say the shooting unfolded in a densely populated public area during a period of high activity. Initial emergency calls described chaos and confusion. Witnesses reported rapid gunfire and people fleeing in multiple directions. First responders arrived within minutes to scenes described as overwhelming. As the situation continues to develop, officials confirm that at least 11 people lost their lives. 29 others were transported to hospitals with injuries ranging from critical to minor. Medical teams activated mass-casualty protocols immediately. Hospitals across the region were placed on emergency footing. Law enforcement sources say the area was quickly locked down. Armed units established inner and outer perimeters. Nearby streets were sealed. Public transportation in the vicinity was suspended as a precaution. With the area now secured, authorities began a systematic sweep for additional threats. Specialized tactical units were deployed. Explosive detection teams were brought in. Officials say no secondary devices have been confirmed at this stage. Beyond the immediate response, investigators are focusing on whether the attack was ideologically motivated. Officials say early indicators suggest the Jewish community was specifically targeted. However, they caution that motive has not yet been formally established. All possibilities remain under active review. Authorities confirm that counterterrorism units are now involved in the investigation. Digital evidence is being analyzed. Online activity connected to the suspect is under examination. Investigators are working to determine whether the attacker acted alone or had support. As officials provide updates, they stress that misinformation is spreading rapidly online. They urge the public to rely only on verified sources. Unconfirmed claims, they say, could interfere with the investigation. From a public safety standpoint, security has been increased nationwide. Police patrols have been visibly expanded around synagogues and Jewish community centers. Officials say these measures are preventative. They emphasize there is no confirmed ongoing threat at this time. Beyond Australia, international leaders are reacting swiftly. Governments around the world are condemning the violence. Diplomatic channels are active as officials share intelligence. Global Jewish organizations are calling for heightened vigilance. Experts say this attack is likely to reignite discussions around extremism and hate-driven violence. Security analysts note a global rise in ideologically motivated attacks. They warn that community-based targets remain vulnerable. Preparedness, they argue, is now a central concern. As the investigation deepens, authorities are reconstructing the timeline minute by minute. They are reviewing surveillance footage from surrounding areas. They are analyzing emergency call logs. Witness statements are being carefully corroborated. Officials say the suspect's movements before the attack are a key focus. How the weapon was obtained is under scrutiny. Investigators are also examining whether warning signs were missed. Accountability, they say, will be part of the process. The human impact of the attack is becoming clearer by the hour. Families are gathering at hospitals. Community leaders are calling for calm and unity. Support services have been activated for those affected. Authorities say trauma counselors are being made available to victims and first responders. They note that psychological effects often outlast physical injuries. Long-term support, they say, is essential. Looking beyond the immediate tragedy, policy experts say the attack could influence future security decisions. Debates around public safety funding are already intensifying. Law enforcement training and threat assessment procedures are likely to be reviewed. International observers are also watching closely. Several countries have raised their threat awareness levels. Security agencies are reassessing protection around religious sites. As officials continue to brief the public, they emphasize that the investigation is far from complete. They say confirmed details will be released in stages. Speculation, they warn, could undermine both justice and public trust. Authorities reiterate that their priority remains public safety. Additional resources remain on the ground. Community briefings are expected to continue. Looking ahead, investigators say their focus is on determining motive, identifying any connections, and preventing further violence, as attention now turns to what evidence reveals next, and how those findings may shape security decisions still unfolding in the days ahead.